Have you ever lost yourself? Like that feeling where you feel like you don't make sense to yourself anymore? Yeah, that was me for a majority of 2025, and it was certainly an odd time. But how do you even lose yourself in the first place? From burnout. I guess that's the answer I came up with for myself. I got tired of living my own life. It was weird. The projects I used to work on began to excite me less, but I still tried showing up, going through the same motions, but the reward silently left, and my heart was less full. One day I stumbled upon two YouTubers about my age, named Natalie Lynn and Simon Kim, two individuals who deeply inspire me up to this present day. I think one of the things that captivates me the most about them is their ability to live very chaotically and to be so deeply passionate about their craft. My life was never that adventurous. I always enjoyed routine and staying in that. I liked my quiet little boring life, but being exposed to them made me question everything, and that's where losing myself began. I wanted adventure in my life, something to experience that was real, challenging, and rewarding, something that felt kinda kick-ass. That's when I found out about backpacking. I wanted to be a hiker, walking far through the mountains with everything on your back to brave a few days out. And I did just that. I went with some close friends, even some new faces, and by myself. It was life-changing. But life-changing isn't always romantic. As much as I loved these experiences, I felt more lost the more I pursued them. At this point, I had already given up a lot of the old things I used to love, and I was caught between the old, comfortable nostalgia and an uncertain, ever-changing future. Was this the chaos I was hoping for? Later that summer, I dislocated my shoulder in a remote canyon in Utah while out on a road trip through the state. It was one of the most unforeseen accidents for me. And there it was, my downer ending for the summer. I was a college graduate now, with no job prospects and an injured shoulder. I felt very behind here. But for some reason, things actually began to click into place after being forced to slow down for a few months. I got my first decent job, new goals to strive for, and I got this new entry-level camera I'm going to start filming on. I wouldn't say things are figured out, but I have a direction to cling on to again, and that's all I feel like I needed. But now that some time has passed, I was ready to attempt my last backpacking trip of the year. The Outer Mountain Loop in Big Bend National Park. There's a catch to this hike though, and that's the absence of reliable water sources. So most people hike with a buttload of water and drop off more water at a self-supported water cache at Homer Wilson Ranch. With that in mind, I will take about 4 days and 3 nights to hike around 40 miles. Starting from my home area of Nashville, I would road trip all the way to Big Bend National Park, which resides in a small corner of southwest Texas. And yes, it's a 17-hour drive. I'm a maniac. I'm a little excited. Not a little excited, I'm very excited. But a little nervous, that's what I meant to say. Here is the car setup right now. We just got a bunch of snacks. I'm kind of a mess right now. Didn't shower this morning. Had to get Wendy's. I wanted to actually treat myself better, but I couldn't sit down and eat like a proper meal, so I just got fast food. Getting fast food, like, as a pre-hike meal is just like not good vibes. It's like a post-hike thing only. Like I never indulge in fast food really ever, unless it's after like 30 or 40 miles. Come on. Big Bend felt near, and it was surreal to be driving this far away from home again. The scenes of desolate windmill expanses were slowly traded for rugged canyon country, and soon enough, I was there. We are officially at the gate for the park. This is exciting. No service here, super remote. Let's get it. Time to do some errands though. I gotta get the backcountry permit and then cache the water. Alright, just cached the water real quick at the Homer Wilson Ranch. Now I'm gonna go back to the basin and start the hike. Being here meant a lot to me. Part of that is due to the same trip being canceled last year around the same time. And the other part of that is because I feel like I had to earn my parents' trust to be here. When I dislocated my shoulder 5 months ago, I knew telling them about a solo trip halfway across the country was going to make them worry. After lots of conversations, they slowly began to support this dumb little idea of mine, and I assured them that I was prepared. One of their worries that was kind of funny to me was how close Big Bend was to Mexico and that I might get abducted by the cartels. And honestly, that makes me laugh because if they're gonna go cross the remote Chihuahuan desert just to kill me in the middle of nowhere, go ahead, I guess. You earned it. Because you probably gotta carry several gallons of water just to go a few dozen miles on foot. And that shit is heavy. I'm having a tough time out here. It's a rough uphill. I think I overpacked my bag and it feels more like 50 pounds kind of. I don't know. I'm gonna have to weigh it after the trip. I bought 10 liters of water. We'll see. It's a struggle. Let's get it. Soon enough, night came, and I wandered through the dark to my little patch of dirt that I would call my home for the night. Here's what we got for dinner. Chicken Alfredo. Yep, and I made it to you. Keep the setup out. Okay guys, so I've been at camp for a little bit. I will say the hike up was really hard. It was like a 50-pound pack. I will say over like 5 miles. That kind of killed me. I got some good food in me, some chicken Alfredo, and I think I'm gonna call that a meal for tonight. I got to my campsite in the dark, so I have no idea really where I am. So I'm kind of excited to wake up to the sun. Good morning, guys. Anyways, kind of got some food in me, packed up. It was a very slow morning. Usually I can get ready in like an hour, but I think it's been like 2.5 hours. Yesterday was a ass kicker. and today should be easier. Still adjusting to the whole backpacking thing. Usually on the first day, it's like my lack of appetite is like all over the place, and then it's like I kind of feel like sick to my stomach sometimes when I go backpacking. I don't know if that's just like shitty food choices, but I feel like I picked pretty good food choices. It's just like I guess like intense physical exercise and then like eating is just like I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna go to the South Rim probably. And then we're gonna head down to the Dodson Trail today to set up our second camp. So yeah. Day one was a bit chaotic. I got a speeding ticket on my way here, and I got humbled by the start of my hike. But sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches, I guess. Because of all the silly chaos, I feel like it didn't really hit me until now that I was out here again. It's ironic how much I craved adventure, yet I never really liked the chaos that always came with it. Yet here I was, back in the chaos again. Backpacking is simple, just walk, eat, and sleep. Yet it throws a lot of subtle punches. I am someone who enjoys routine in life. I like a simple and familiar schedule, and I definitely do not like surprise punches. And I used to not be able to take these very well. But after doing many hikes this year, I have finally noticed the good beginning to take shape. And that good is being able to navigate my internal chaos much better. It's like when things don't go to plan, I just have less of a negative reaction to it, and I honestly really needed to learn that. Old mistakes really used to get to me, and now they don't as much. Maybe that's because of embracing chaos a little more, and being able to accept things for how they are, and not how I think they should be. If you were ever thirsty, you could drink out of that, but I didn't haul 10 liters of water up here. I drank that peasant filth. Come on. I think my biggest struggle this year was not accepting the chaos of losing myself. I was always trying to rush to be someone I thought I should be, when I just needed to be someone who was here.
I have a friend who sits at the corner lot selling pills to the girls when they cross the block. I told him he should quit that sketchy scene. He said nothing comes.
The rim really felt like this floating island far above the lower rugged desert that stretched far into the expansive horizon. The only thing that began to echo back was the sound of wind blowing through the grass. And that's when I noticed that all the dumb worries that my dumb brain comes up with started to fade away. Somewhere out there was authentic Mexican food. Probably more preferable than a Taco Bell, but who knows? Soon enough, I began the descent onto the desert floor. When you peer into the valley, the feeling of desolation is apparent. It feels as if no one could be out here but myself. This was my fourth solo backpacking trip ever, and on every single one of them, there always comes a time when you feel like you cross a point of no return. And that was right here, in Juniper Canyon. I just want to say that this has been an amazing backpacking trip so far. Now that I'm getting my water weight down, I think my pack is finally sub 40 pounds, and we're going downhill to Juniper Canyon. Things are just good right now. So I met some other Outer Mountain Loop hikers today, and I have not seen any until like the last hour. So it's been really like reassuring that this is gonna go well, and that there's some people that are probably gonna be camping in the same area as me tonight. So I'm excited. It's nice to see like other people out here too, especially when you're by yourself. Sometimes it can feel like you're the only one in the world who actually enjoys doing this, and that can kind of make you feel lonely sometimes. If I don't see a lot of other hikers out, specifically backpackers who are doing what I'm doing kind of, then it can just kind of be like lonesome. It brings a smile to my face when I see other people out here who kind of like just get it. Earlier this year in late March, I rented a cabin with my friends in rural Appalachia. It was raining that morning and you could hear the roosters from outside. One of my favorite artists dropped a song that morning, and I went for a walk and I listened to the song. That song was If Only I Could Wait by Boney Bear. And the song made me realize that life is changing faster than I could keep up right now, and that I never really felt like I had enough time to process all of these changes in such a short time. It made me wish that I could slow down and wait, if only I could. When I was out here on another walk in the middle of nowhere, I feel like I had a full circle moment. I haven't really felt that lost for a while now, but I feel like I was truly able to have the full satisfaction of being here. But yeah, look how beautiful this is anyways. It's so fucking awesome. Just listening to music. And the most goated landscape. It's fucking awesome. After having what felt like my Disney princess moment, I eventually stumbled my way to a patch of dirt to sleep on, so that I could be one with the tarantulas and the scorpions. Even though today was beautiful, The warm, fun sun would say its final goodbye for the rest of the trip, as a cold, cloudy front would sweep the rest of the area. It didn't matter though, because spirits were high, and I had lasagna waiting for me, so nothing could go wrong. I'm telling you guys, the backpacking pantry lasagna is easily the best dehydrated meal. If you're gonna get a dehydrated meal, get the lasagna. It's always good. Trust.
Remember it because I just took a bunch of horse tranquilizers, ha ha. Also, please don't put in my book that I use horse tranquilizers, ha ha. I just use a small...
Look, I don't even want the muffins. I was just looking at them, but I gotta say, if you put muffins down, they're not your muffins. So, what, I was supposed to take them into the bathroom with me? You didn't even put the muffins in the cart. You just...
Alright guys, it's gonna be a windy one tonight, but we can try to make do, I guess. Today was pretty good. Some points of the hike were pretty hard, honestly, but tomorrow should be a lot easier. It's the Dodson Trail. Should be cooler tomorrow, and my pack weight should be around 30 pounds or less. So things should be good. So yeah, we're gonna pick up the water cache tomorrow, and yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess. I feel like this is the first time in my life that I felt truly like a blank slate, and it actually feels pretty good. I thought a few months ago I was in this blank state area, but I think I was kind of missing something. And that was the willingness to paint on that slate, I guess. I just felt like I was always so scared of this idea of dropping everything and trying something completely new in life. I don't know. I don't know what changed exactly, but I do know I slowly started to believe in something. I felt more courageous to do the things I always wanted to do, like being here in the desert today and all of the solo adventures that came before. However, backpacking hasn't always been easy for me. My heart always wanted to do it, but my mind always had other ideas. Always saying, this isn't for you probably, or something else that's kind of dumb. Basically just a bunch of self-doubt. During my first solo backpacking trip, I kind of remember how much I fought myself. That sounds kind of weird to say, but it was a trip where I feel like I was barraged by my own mind. Because of this, I just kind of walked back to my car and quit. I was like in tears after this, and I was just so confused on what happened. It was like my mind's way of trying to prevent me from moving forward. And it continued to do this, but every time I kept trying, that dumb voice became a little bit more subtle each time. And eventually I did prevail, because my heart always pulled me back out here, and now I feel like I'm no longer fighting myself anymore, especially on this trip. I honestly still don't really know who I am, but I do know what I love, I guess, so maybe I do know, but I don't really know at the same time. Things are just always changing. All I know is, if I keep showing up to these kind of things, something cool just kind of always happens. And this time it felt like my little party at some random edge of the universe. One where I felt like I could be this free-spirited person wandering the desert. Before this, I never really thought that solo backpacking could be so fun until I experienced it today. And I'm really glad that I actually got surprised by today. You know, it just feels really good and satisfying. Today's goal was to reach my water cache. The wind was howling today, and it no longer felt like that fun vacation weather anymore. It was more like winter again. But it didn't matter because I felt lighter today. My legs felt strong, and the energy was just good. At this point, I started to catch up with like a lot of other backpackers that were just out here. I even saw a Texas A&M student doing the whole loop in jeans. You know, you just gotta respect the love of the game. He was just straight business, no excuses, dude. However, there was this one couple I kept bumping into. Obviously, I'm filming, so I usually kept passing them, and then they'd just pass me back. And we were kind of just like leapfrogging and whatnot. But as we kept doing this, we eventually ran into a mystical desert bear together, and he was just munching on some cactus. I'm kind of glad I ran into it with y'all. I mean, I know I got bear.
Man, I was about to have lunch on
We
that.
were literally gonna sit and nap too.
Oh my god. Yeah. I know, I thought I wouldn't, like based on the research I'd done, Dodson is like the last place you'd see a bear. He's getting really close to the trail. that group of like 5 is gonna come and they're just gonna run into that big old bear.
We don't know how far back they are.
I couldn't tell where I was anymore. I had that feeling of being comfortably lost, a state where time doesn't matter and very few thoughts run through my mind. It was cold and dreary, but I didn't seem to really care. I really only thought about food, walking, and the desert beneath my feet. And soon enough, there was a break in the maze, where an even larger, expansive, rugged landscape unfolded. I think I had felt wanderlust here, the desire to roam aimlessly. I haven't vlogged at all today. Anyways, I want to say that this day has been amazing. And honestly, it feels like the longer I stay out here, the better things get, the better my mood is. The less I just care about like real world stuff. Like it just kind of just slowly drifted away from me even more. It's just like, I don't really care. And it's honestly such a freeing feeling. And I feel like there's just so much life to be lived, even if that's like kind of cliche to say, but like a small backpacking trip, life just gets really interesting when you just do something like this. There's so much to see. Just talking to a bunch of hikers today, and I don't really feel alone out here at all. It's just like, it's been really fun. And it's cool to see people, and we even saw a bear today. Like, just little stuff. In a way, keeps you going out here. After wandering through what felt like an endless maze, the water cache was finally in sight. Now it was time to find my final camp spot of the trip. But luckily, the couple I had been hiking with invited me to camp with them. They had already done the Outer Mountain Loop before, so they knew where all the good spots were. Yeah. Hey, I swam faster. This is our special conditions. I would get completely dumped on though. A year and a half ago, when I first started getting into hiking, I was actually pretty scared of the idea of meeting random strangers out in the woods. Not really sure what I was so scared of, but after doing several backpacking trips this year, the social aspect of meeting random people is now one of my favorite aspects of hiking. I love solitude, but having company is also great, especially when it wasn't expected in the first place. It's me again. I haven't vlogged much at all. I know I already said that, but I didn't vlog much last night. I ended up spending the night with the couple I met and that I saw the bear with, so ended up sleeping with them pretty much. It's just kind of cool. I haven't met someone on the trail and kind of really made a friend before like this. We were cool enough to have the same camp area. So that was really cool. Big Bend has definitely been an adventure so far. A good one. It's been my favorite backpacking trip of 2025 easily. And probably of all time. Excuse me. I've been kind of sick with a cold. I've been doing this loop. It's just the after symptoms. But it doesn't matter. And yeah. In the last year and a half, I tried to reinvent myself. A routine that sounds rather romantic or inspiring on paper, but was a time that was often filled with monotony. A process where I always felt behind, where most days I struggled to believe in something. Every moment felt as if it was rotting away. These were the feelings that plagued me during this time. Part of me knew that I couldn't reignite this old fire I used to fan. I outgrew something in this bed of embers, so I guess I left in search of a new one. I was always followed by a sea of doubt, and part of me always told myself that this isn't you, and that you abandoned yourself. But reinvention didn't happen out of self-hate. It occurred so that I could learn to love my life again. I did it because I wanted to trust myself. And it turns out that the bravest thing I ever did was trusting myself. Hiking taught me how to trust myself, how to walk forward at my own pace, to be alone with my own decisions, and to accept the chaos of not knowing. I was learning to live my life again, whether that is an adventure off to someplace far, far away, or getting a $1,200 camera with no prior experience, or just committing to that big decision. These actions all lead somewhere eventually. This backpacking trip wasn't life-changing or deeply insightful. I was just happy to be out here in the mountains again, on a nice long walk, but with the full satisfaction of knowing that I'm still here, moving along somewhere, at the edge of nowhere. I actually didn't want this hike to be over. Most of my adventures end with me ready to be done, but not this one. It feels like I got bitten by the hiking bug for the second time, or whatever they refer to it as. But anyways, 2025 was a strange year. It was one of the most confusing times of my life. But I feel like it also has some of my favorite moments ever. Moments that helped break the monotony and reminded me to keep going. There were 2 words that stuck out to me this year. Number 1, patience. The ability to allow time to take its course and to be okay with not being where you want to be at this time. And number 2, courage. To push past the barrier that is fear and to attempt to overcome yourself. If it wasn't for courage, then there were never any possibilities for finding the experience I wanted to live through. As hikers say, the best way through is forward, or something like that.
There she is, the Ford Fusion.
So far, you're too much fun, and taming my tongue gets lonesome. So sink your teeth into my gums if you want some.
Unreal. Big Ben.
If you want some, I could give you so much. I could tell you about the things I've done. Old love, new drugs. Who I am and who I was. And who I'm bound to become.
Jamie Page is mid-AF. Like, sincerely, who listens to this shit?
Tell me I can be a star, a pretty lyric that can go so far. It helps me reason with the things I feel, 'cause under sunlight they can seem so real. I want to have you on me.